North Yorkshire Police have been told to pull their finger out over how it investigates child protection cases and how it keeps children safe. Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services were tasked with reviewing the force in November 2021, where it examined 73 cases where children had been at risk and graded the force's child protection practice as inadequate in 26 cases, requiring improvement in 34 and good in just 13 of those cases. And although it recognised officers and staff working on child protection cases are committed and dedicated, the standard of investigations in such cases is poor, including those involving missing children and child sexual exploitation. As if we didn't know that already. The report says that some cases are extremely vulnerable children where they went missing. Police recorded the children as a cause for concern rather than missing, which meant the police were not out looking for them. On top of that, the report found that the majority of police dealing with the abuse investigations had no specialist training. In order to combat this, North Yorkshire Police are said to have booked courses for officers to teach them specialist skills needed to investigate child protection cases. Andy Cook, from Her Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary, said North Yorkshire Police's senior leaders want to protect children and give them better outcomes. We have found some good examples of the force protecting children in need of help, but in too many cases practice is inconsistent. Officers don't always share information quickly enough with safeguarding partners. We also found that supervisors didn't oversee investigations well enough, mainly because they lack the training, skills and experience. The force knows it needs to do more to help its officers better understand how to safeguard children. We have made a series of recommendations which, if acted on, will help improve outcomes for children in North Yorkshire. Now, I don't know how many times I've said this, but after 200 bloody years, you would think the police would know how to do their job properly. Chief Constable of North Yorkshire Police, Lisa Winwood, said it was extremely disappointing that while the Inspectorate found examples of good practice, they also found a lack of consistency across the cases they examined. She said, "We fully accept the findings of the Inspectorate and I offer my deepest apologies to any child that we have let down or could have protected more effectively." Yeah, because your false apology means a lot to a child that's been abused, doesn't it? She said, "We haven't always got it right and we know that it is not good enough for the children of North Yorkshire." You realise admitting it doesn't exonerate you from your failures. She said, "We have been working at a pace to address the issues that were identified in the Inspectorate's report." And let me guess, you're learning from it. Our plan for improvement in our performance has already been submitted to the Inspectorate. We are tracking our plan and will publicly report on our progress. She added, "I encourage anyone with concerns about a child's safety to report their concerns to North Yorkshire Police with full confidence that the matter will be dealt with effectively." Wow. Just wow. Even after that report, she still tells people to be confident that it'll be effective in investigating. Yorkshire's Police, Fire and Crime Commissioner Zoe Metcalfe said all children deserve to grow up in a safe environment, cared for and protected from harm. But too many do not, and our police forces have an important role in identifying those who are vulnerable, protecting them and meeting their needs. That is why we need to be candid in acknowledging that what this report has found is unacceptable. It is clear that sometimes not enough has been done to ensure that North Yorkshire Police can show that vulnerable children are as protected as they should be in North Yorkshire and York. And all too often the failings come despite the best efforts of those who have a policing role to safeguard them. As a new commissioner, now responsible for scrutinising the work of the North Yorkshire Police, that is a serious concern. I know that is a view shared by the force's leadership, and I am sure it will be a concern across the organisation and beyond. It is important to note that the report does say there is evidence that improvements were underway in November 2021 when the inspection took place, and I have been assured those have continued at pace. So many of the issues identified are now in the process of being addressed. I think it is important that the findings of this inspection are not seen as a reflection on individual North Yorkshire police officers and staff and the important roles they undertake every day. I'm sure nobody sees it as a reflection on a single officer, but rather as a failure by the entire North Yorkshire police force. Almost 200 years of investigating crime, and police forces still fail miserably in some of the most worrying cases. If a business had failed to deliver its promise to customers time after time after time after time, as often as the police fail in their duties and promises that they deliver to the communities, it would be out of business by now. I'm beginning to get a feeling that if something isn't done soon, local communities are going to start banding together and policing their own areas. I know there are many people on the cusp of losing complete respect and confidence in the police of this country. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.